A hit-and-run driver took his crime a step farther and took a life in the process. Good evening, everyone. Minutes after causing one crash this morning, police say the driver caused another that killed a man.
Officers just identified the victim, who died at Port Union Road and Ohio 747 in Westchester, as 62-year-old Troy Stapelton. Local 12's Larry Davis joins us live with how the deadly accident happened. Larry?
Hi, Rob. We are told that this crash was so loud that people working a half mile down the road could actually hear it. Now, police say that after the hit-and-run crash about a mile away, the driver of the Chevy Avalanche, 32-year-old Terrence Strader, blew through this red light, struck a Prius that was turning onto northbound 747. That pushed that Prius down 747 here, striking the sign and then coming to a rest here. As you mentioned, 62-year-old Troy Stapelton, a driver for Universal Transportation Systems, was killed, and an eyewitness says it was something that he'll never forget.
It was like a huge explosion. I mean, parts were flying in the air.
Jim Petrie was cleaning up outside his body shop when he saw the black Avalanche plow into the silver Prius. He ran to try and help.
Yeah, the car had just barely stopped moving. I ran toward it, but just wasn't nothing you could do, you know. It's a shame.
Police say about a minute earlier, the driver of the Avalanche had been involved in a rear-end hit-skip wreck on southbound 747 at Mackenzie. No one was hurt. Investigators say they aren't sure why he took off.
Sometimes they'll flee because of driver's license status or insurance status or a lot of different factors. Sometimes they just get scared. But that's one thing we'll be looking into, is what could have provoked him to leave that other scene.
Police say the driver took off at a high rate of speed before slamming into the Prius at the 747 Port Clinton Road intersection. The crash pushed the Prius nearly 100 yards down the road. The driver was killed instantly.
I felt bad for the gentleman. He looked like an older gentleman in the Prius, and he didn't have a chance.
The driver of the Avalanche had to be extricated and was transported to the hospital. For now, police say they are sure that speed was a factor in the crash.
This was a very high-speed collision. This is not typical of the crashes we're seeing. Our crashes overall in Westchester have been down. Our injury crashes have been down substantially.
Jim Petrie says he always fears the worst when he hears the sound of screeching tires outside his office. Today, he witnessed the worst.
It's very frustrating, yeah, very frustrating. I felt so bad, you know, just knowing that gentleman, he didn't have a chance and it wasn't his fault.
And Rob, at the scene here earlier, an employee with UTS tells us that Stapleton was on his way to pick up a special needs client. Fortunately, no one was inside that vehicle. Live in Westchester, Larry Davis, Local 12 News. Rob, back to you.
Larry, thank you very much. Police tell us charges are still pending against the driver who caused the crash.